Good morning, everyone. Good morning. As always, I hope everyone have an amazing day. Three things I am thankful for: cars, trucks, vans. We like that. All right, so I know it's been like a couple of days. As I told y'all before, my videos, I might not be doing them every single day. It's like I still love doing what I do, but sometimes I have to pull back myself and allow my energy to do what it need to do. I don't want to overexhaust myself, which is not possible. However, sometimes it's like I need to just allow my energy to do its job. Okay. Other than that, I just been relaxing. That's it. Been relaxing as normal, watching videos and stuff on YouTube and stuff that be popping up and seeing what's going on. But other than that, I guess everything been going good. You know, everything been percolating just fine. I hope everyone else are, on the right track and on the right mindset for growth and change in the world. For our little ones, our younger ones, I hope y'all are at a point where y'all realizing that all things are possible. Just continue believing and putting your best foot forward. Even if you're not sure what foot that is, just keep walking forward. That's the main thing, okay? That's the main thing. So this message is really for my younger ones. Not the younger. It's like for my high schoolers, okay? The high schoolers. So I was thinking about some stuff about driver's ed, and I know that there's a lot of kids out here that are getting to that point. They're like, I want to have my own car and my own vehicle. There's a car, and this is where you about to get out here and start driving. And I understand that some kids are ready to go. They're like, I'm ready. They got the mind frame right. They're ready to get out here. And there's a lot of y'all that are scared. Yep, you're scared. You're scared. And I'm going to say it like this. So I have two older kids, okay? And they're at that point where they're about to start to go out and drive, however you want to call it. So, how can I say it? I'm going to say it like this. It's a part of me. It's like, I don't want to tell my kids' business, but at the same time, it's like, since we don't communicate like the way I want to right now, this message kind of towards them. So they don't think that I'm like excluding them. So it's like really kind of towards them. But I'm going to make sure that every kid gets the same information. Okay. So right now, I briefly communicated with my daughter. And like I said, give me a second, y'all. Okay. Alright. My bad. Alright, so what's going on is this. When it comes to like my kids and stuff, I talk about certain things, but certain things I kind of just keep to myself. But I was checking the energy out before I say anything. So technically, like the other day, it was my daughter's birthday. So she just turned 16. My daughter's 16, and my oldest, he's 16. So the way y'all call it's like Irish twins. They're 11 months apart. And so I was talking to her on her birthday, and she was talking about she was in driver's ed. And my oldest is in driver's ed as well. So I wish I was there to be a part of it and everything. However, I'm not, but it is what it is. So that's why I'm doing this. Again, it's not that I'm being secretive and stuff, but when it comes to my kids, I'm kind of like, just a little bit more on the private side with things. Everybody ain't got to know everything. But however, I just want y'all to know as kids, including my kids, I know that going out here in this world, you're about to venture off. And I know sometimes when you sit back and watch how your parents drive and you see how other people drive, sometimes it's like, ooh, I don't know, because I'm going to call it what it is. Once you become a driver, you realize you literally have control of your life. See, as a kid, when your parents taking care of you, it's like my life is in their hands. You understand? But once you become a driver, you realize, oh my God, I'm getting older. And I'm about to have a little bit more control of my own life. Now, some kids, they don't think that far, but this day and age, a lot of y'all are. Y'all starting to realize it's getting real. I'm about to be an adult. And I know that can sound scary because when you look at the way the world is, it's like, I don't want to go out there like that. And not even just for y'all. Some parents are like, I don't want them to go out there like that. But you have to get to that point where you have to allow the fear to walk away and the determination to lead the way. It's kind of crazy. I know some parents still do this, but let me go way back. So there used to be a time when it came to driving, the parents used to allow the kids to drive the vehicles. Like back in the day, way back in the time, back then when I was younger and before. Parents used to allow the kids to sit on their laps and drive in the little neighborhoods or the country roads or whatever if they could find, parking lots or whatever. It would give the parents and the child that connection that they need to feel comfortable, because when the child is on the parent lap and they're driving, it's like now you are feeling the energy of the parent and the parent feeling the energy of the child, and then you also feeling the energy of the vehicle. You feel safe. It's like no different than when you believe in God. You're like, I know I'm protected. Because when y'all kids, your parents, y'all look at your parents as God. I'm going to call it what it is. You look at your parents as God. That's your protector. Okay, no matter who it is, your grandparents or whomever. And so back in the day when people used to drive, do that, it made it a lot easier the older that the kids got. For them to be more comfortable driving vehicles. Because you gotta ask yourselves, like back in the day, they didn't have street lights like that. Like when we talking about like the 50s, the 60s, like back then, they didn't have like street lights everywhere and all of that stuff. And, they didn't even, like a lot of people didn't wear seat belts and stuff like that. The vehicles was made like a lot durable back then, It was a lot of different things that's different than now. So there was a lot of trust back then. Because family was family and we all protect each other. So back then it was a little bit easier, and then you got to a point where the parents would allow the kids to drive because they trusted their kids, and they allowed the kids to drive the vehicles in the back roads and there and make sure they ain't like around where they can, cause damages and stuff. And it had a connection. That's why we have so many older ones that have great driver records. You understand? They drive really good because they already overcame a lot of those fears. Then it got to an age where things start changing. The vehicles start changing. They're not really as durable as they used to be. Now you got to wear seat belts and stuff or whatever because of the durability of the vehicles. Parents start getting to a point where they're not allowed to have the kids like on their lap like that because safety things. And so then you start noticing the driver records started changing up a lot more. You start noticing there was a little bit more things going on in the world. And then you have now where the kids not even allowed to be in the vehicles like that, like it used to. Don't get me wrong. There are some parents that still do it in the old, in the country areas and stuff like that. But now kids, they just got to learn the information and then they go straight out there in the world and drive. And that's why we have a lot of people that don't know how to drive like they supposed to, because people drive scared. Because there's no more connection between the original driver to the child, to the vehicle. We don't have those connections. We have a gap. And because of the gap, it caused a lot of kids out here to start driving a little bit more reckless and not paying attention. Not just that, you got technology. And you got the phones, you got the radios, you got the ear pods, you got all of these different things going on. So there's no more concentration, there's no focus like it used to be back in the day. And when you are out here as young ones, I need y'all to make sure you focus. I need y'all to make sure that y'all life is in your hands. And I know right now some of y'all probably like, why are you doing this? You already making my anxiety go up and this and that. Nah, I'm confronting your anxiety. Because I'm telling you exactly what your anxiety is trying to get in your head. But a lot of times we get into the point that we don't want to listen. And that's why we have anxiety in our lives. So I'm going to say it like this. I'm going to go back a step. Because the reason why I have to go like this is because I need to understand how our minds operate. You're going to go out there and think you what they know how to run the game. Just like everybody, your grandmama, all of them. We all been down that road, thought we was the road runner. Got in the car, sitting back. I don't care if you were sitting up, you was lounging all the way back or halfway there. We all in the world had one moment, if not one or multiple moments, where we felt like we was running things. We was doing something that somebody else wasn't doing. We was at there driving a way that nobody didn't know that you could drive. You getting like, oh, I could drive fast. I can do this. I can do that. Like the next person ain't did that today. You understand? I want y'all to be mindful. Okay? I want y'all to be mindful of what you do. I want you to be mindful of how you are out here on the road. Okay? Your life and other people's lives are important. All right? So when you get out here, make sure the phones are down. There's no text in the world that's worth killing you over. Okay? I don't care if your mama or your daddy saying you better pick up the phone. You better stop to the side of the road. Okay? Your life is important. There are too many kids that have passed away over time because they want to prove they can multitask. Okay? Make sure that you put the phones down. Make sure that you have the music. I'm not saying you can't listen to music, but make sure you have the music where if you hear a horn blow at you, you can hear it. If you hear the siren, you can hear it. Ain't no loud music worth your life. Okay? I need to throw that out here. I want you to also pay attention. Remember, if you drive in fear, if you are in fear, you're gonna drive in fear. So that means if you're on the road and you already scared, take your behind back home. Because when you think like that, you're gonna drive like that. Alright? I need to understand that. I understand it's scary. I get that. Alright? Been there, done that. We all been there and done that. But you have to tell yourself, I got this. I can do this. You have to tell yourself that I'm protected. You have to be confident in what you're doing. All right? Because you're not driving just for yourself. You're driving for others. Because you have to pay attention to what you're doing. The same way you're paying attention, just the same way how a car has sensors, right? So y'all know how now with cars, the little sensors go off. Oh, you're too close to the median and you're too close to this and that. You have a sensory too. If your energy is telling you to slow down, slow down. I don't care if you are at the light and you see the light about to change, right? A yellow light and a red light, you understand, from the green light to the yellow light have a certain amount of time. If you have to stop and wait, so be it, do it. Okay? Because sometimes some people, when that green light hits, people don't know how to hold for a second. Some people got their speed, they got the foot on the pedal, they ready to go. You understand me? And I don't want you to get caught in those situations. When there's tractor trailers and stuff, that's a huge one. Tractor trailers. If you know a tractor trailer behind you, and I know you're trying to turn off, if you have to go to the next stop and then turn around, come back, I'd rather you do that. Don't sit back and think you're going to slam on the brake and this huge truck going to just stop for you. You got to remember, there's a lot of force behind it. Okay? So don't sit there and be pump braking in front of these daggone trucks and stuff. I need you to make sure, because, you got a distance. Alright? I don't care if a trailer, regular car, van, whatever. You understand me? If you in a lane and you need to get over, right? If it's not clear, don't try to force somebody out of the lane. You understand? If you have to wait to the next round, wait. Because one action can cause a bigger reaction. So be mindful. I know they're going to talk to y'all about a lot of this stuff, but I want y'all to be safe. Rushing to death is not the key. It's not the answer. I don't care where you go at. I'm going to tell you right now, you can put a GPS on and something say you can get there in 10 minutes. I don't care if you drive an extra 20 miles per hour. It's only going to take you probably 3 or 4 minutes. Okay? It ain't worth you losing your life in 4 minutes just to get to, a restaurant to hang out with your friends, just to get to a party, just to get back home. At the end of the day, I'd rather you get your behind toe up and you can see another day than get your behind left on the side of the road. You understand? I just want y'all to be safe out here, okay? Pay attention to everything. There's no rush. Enjoy the time. Enjoy the situation. Again, I don't care if your friends say, hey, let's race. It ain't worth it. Okay? It's not worth it. If you ain't in no NASCAR or something like that, and that ain't your job title, slow your behind down. Okay? I know your friend's going to try to egg y'all on and be like, you got the car, let's go hang out, let's do this, let's do that. You got to remember, you're responsible not just for your life, your friend's life. And 9 times out of 10, when y'all sit back and finally get y'all license and go hang out, some of y'all like to sneak out. But I'm going to tell you, 9 times out of 10, if you're behind do something stupid, you the one that's alive. The friends are the one that's gone. Okay? It's not worth you going to jail or being caught up in a mental jail because you let your excitement control your life. There's enough of things in the world you can have excitement with, and you can still get to see another day. I'm not trying to focus on those different things, but I'm going to be the one to tell you, because I'm going to let you know. I'm giving the answers now. I'm telling you the information now. And this goes for my kids as well. I'm giving all the details now. So if I'm letting you know that your life is important, your life is important. Okay? I know right now for a lot of kids, I know they're like, man, but I want to drive, but my mom's saying that, we can't do it this way, you can't do it that way. So, I'm going to tell you something I did for my kids. They was like 11 and 12 at the time. So, I kind of did help them with the driving for a little bit. So, this is what I done. And I'm going to tell you right now, y'all can look at me sideways, but I ain't going to never lie. So, what I used to do, I'll go on the back road. All right, and I even did the interstate one time. I'm in the driver's seat, driver's seat, and I'm in control. Yeah, I'm in the driver's seat. My daughter or my son, they sitting beside me. I let them control the wheel while I'm in this driver's seat, but my hand is close enough to the wheel if I need to make sure that, if I have to change or whatever. I sure did. I ain't gonna lie to none of y'all. Yes, I did. It's like the old school way back in the day when they used to have a driver's ed car. They used to have 2 wheels. One time they used to have 2 wheels, and then after they didn't have the 2 wheels, then they just had the pedals on one side. And now I don't even know if y'all still have the pedals or not. Nope, y'all don't even have the pedals on the other side to control the car. That's probably the problem there. Maybe if y'all go back to putting the pedals on the other side of the car and the thing, because some of y'all with the driver's thing, y'all already know. I ain't gonna get into that. But yeah. So I'll be behind the wheel, and I let my daughter or my son steer the wheel while they're on the other side in the other seat. That's how I used to do it with them once in a while. Yep. So you got to find ways that's safe and legal. So say for example, if something would have happened, I'm responsible because I'm behind the wheel, because I'm the one that making sure the direction of the wheel is right. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do and be safe. I know, y'all like, I know she is not committing crimes and this. Nah, I'm behind the wheel. And I still can control the wheel. She's in another seat. But I'm trusting her to be able to control the wheel at the same time. You gotta do what you gotta do, man, and be safe about it and still follow the rules of the world. You understand? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you, I don't care what laws out here. Your child life is what matters. Yes, I said it. I don't care what laws out here. Your child life is what matters. If something happened to your kids, they still go home and eat at night. Yours can't. So, you gotta do what you have to do. If you gotta have them in the vehicle and y'all on the road and just say, look, babe, I know this ain't the real deal, but I'd rather for to at least help you out. At least if anything, you got the control of the vehicle and they beside you. Go run that. So at the end of the day, y'all have to do what you have to do. Because if my kids were here and I had a vehicle, that's exactly what I would have done. I would take them on a back road. I would take them on the interstate and all of that. And I would have them to hold on to the wheel and direct it. So they can feel the wheel. So they can feel the vibration of the wheel. They can feel the vibrations of the car. They can feel the connection between me. They can feel the connection between the car. They can feel all of those connections so they can feel at peace. They can feel complete. Now, I understand some parents don't have vehicles, and I get that. So you got to do what you have to do. Okay? But if your parents do, hey, you gotta do what you have to do, man. Y'all gonna look at me sideways on some things I say, and I don't care, cause I'ma always protect my kids no matter what. I'ma always make sure that I be the guiding light for them, even if I wasn't who I am. I'ma always make sure that I do what I need to do to make sure that they feel comfortable. I'm not gonna sit here and allow the world to force me to not make sure my kids are safe. Just because you want $1 in your pocket for a fine, you can find my behind down the street with them. I know that much. Yes. That's the problem in the world, y'all. We have allowed ourselves to allow so many laws and rules to pull us away from our kids and our families to the point that they control the way they get out here in the world. And we wondering why they keep being lost. You understand me? So, it is what it is. I'm going to always make sure my kids straight. And that's what I'm doing with y'all. I'm letting you know. Make sure your kids are straight. Make sure they comfortable. Make sure that they not out here paranoid, because just like their lives matter, other kids' lives matter too. Other family lives matter too. You understand? And I don't want y'all to sit here and be overbearing, because this is another part to it. Family, if you are out here with your kids, right, and they are of the age and you do have them behind the wheel, if you know you're paranoid, take your behind back home, because I know how that feel as well. And I was in my 20s or whatever, dealing with someone that, in my 20s and 30s, dealing with someone that if I'm driving and I know I can drive safe, and every time you see something from a distance, you're screaming, shucks, nah, we not having that, because that's how accidents happen as well. So, for the ones that's out here with the kids, I understand you want to teach them, but if you're paranoid, find someone else to help your kids, because once you put fear in your kids, a lot of times some kids, they got it, they great, they good, they confident. Not all kids have anxiety, but the ones that are confident, you can screw their confidence up by, oh my God, stop, oh my God, don't do it, ah. Calm your behind down. You understand me? It's like a backseat driver beside you. Shucks, I'm even in the car saying, shut the heck up. So my thing is this: relax, relate, release. You understand? Because you don't want to be the first person to put fear in your kids when they already have confidence. So if you in a vehicle and they driving, I understand they might be close to the side of the, curb or something. Just say, babe, slide over just to the left. Be direct. Don't be like, slide over. Slide what over? What you sliding? We need a board? Be specific, babe. Can you slide to the left just slightly? You understand? If there's a car in front of them, don't be like, stop. Just say, put your foot on the brake and slowly press down. Be direct. Press your foot on the brake and slow down. Don't be like, stop. Now they're going to hit the brake hard and y'all all got whiplash. And if don't get mad, you got a big head and it hit in the window. That's what you get. That's what you get. So, relax. You understand? You got to remember, they're nervous. And a lot of times, they're not even, it's so crazy. Some kids not even nervous when they driving, but they nervous when you in the car because you're critiquing them. And sometimes, as parents, we got to realize that they look up to us and they want to be just as good as we are. So it's like a test. They scared they're going to fail the test because they feel like the teacher is real tough. You got to relax. You understand me? Picture yourself in the car as them. And I'm going to say this. If that's what's causing you to be reckless, then find someone else that can help them. Okay, because we're not going to force fear into them. We're going to force confidence. No, we're not going to even force confidence. We're going to guide confidence into them. Okay, so if you're out here, kids, just remember, I'm with you. My spirit is with you. Relax. Okay, relax. Take a deep breath and relax. Relax. Some people, they need things because a lot of y'all kids, y'all attention spans go in and out. If you got to hum a song or something or whatever to concentrate, do that. Some people are like that. They need certain things to help them to relax. So if you need to hum a song or sing something to keep your mind busy in a productive way, so do it. Do what you need to do. You understand? But still pay attention. Make sure you use your mirrors. They're there. But don't focus so much on the back mirror to the point you forget the front. You understand me? Always pay attention before you drive. When you driving, your blind spots, okay? Pay attention. This is something I done, and I'm about to let it go. Pay attention to the cars around you, all right? Pay attention to details. Pay attention to colors. Okay, this is what I used to do because you have cars and blind spots. If you know you passing cars and stuff and you're driving, pay attention also to the colors of the vehicle because if you know that vehicle never passed you and y'all on a straight street and you know that color never came back by, then they might be in your blind spot. So sometimes you might have to do a quick glance to the side, not just in your mirror, but you might have to do a quick look, okay? Don't get so caught up. Oh, and the other part is, and when you're talking to people, don't get caught up when you're driving in front and you're doing a lot of this. Don't do that, okay? Make sure you're still looking ahead. And if you have friends in the car or people in the car and you know you have an issue or concentrating, tell them, hey, look, I know y'all laughing, giggling, joking, but y'all calm down for a second till we get where we're going at. If they can't respect that, then they don't respect your life. On that note, y'all have a blessed day.